Hello. In this video, I will go over how to manage analysis results in pMRI. This includes saving, loading, and batch processing regions of interest, numerical results, and curves. Let's get started by analyzing a case. This is a pre-contrast T1 MALI sequence from a cardiac MRI. I have two regions of interest defined. The asterisks in the top left corner signifies that I have unsaved progress. Pressing Ctrl S saves my work to an internal database and the asterisk goes away. I can do the same thing from the File menu, or I can press Ctrl Shift S to save a separate copy to an external folder. Now that my work is saved, let's go to the batch processing page by clicking on it in the Views menu or pressing Ctrl 6. This table entry is the analysis that I just saved. Let's go to the Local Studies page by pressing Ctrl 1 to load the post-contrast T1 MALI sequence for the same case. Instead of drawing new ROIs, let's overlay the same ones that we saved from the pre-contrast images over the post-contrast images. I go back to the batch processing page, right-click on the pre-contrast T1 result, and select Load and Transform ROI. This option uses the DICOM-affine coordinate transformation to map ROIs from one sequence to another. Let's save the imported ROI and go back to the batch processing page. Now there are two entries, one for the pre and one for the post-contrast. Right-click on the table and select Chart Legend to see what all of these parameters mean. We're doing T1 mapping, so according to the table, parameter 1 is the T1 value, and so forth. We can see a large drop from pre to post-contrast for both ROIs. Let's look at a few different ways that I can recall my analysis. I can right-click on an analysis file and select Load Full Case. This will find and load the correct study and series from your DICOM database and load the analysis. Another way is to drag and drop an analysis file onto the Local Studies page. This accomplishes the same result. Here I dropped an R2 liver ROI file to load the correct series and ROIs. Another way is to select Load Analysis from the File Open menu. This option is grayed out if you have not yet saved this case to the internal results database. I can also drag and drop an analysis file onto the main image window. This method allows me to use the DICOM-affine coordinate transformation just like we did earlier for the T1 cardiac case. To demonstrate, I have an R2 star sequence loaded from the same case. Now I can drag and drop the R2 ROI onto the R2 star sequence to map the R2 liver ROI coordinates onto the R2 star sequence. Be careful when using this option because there is no motion correction built into the software. This may change at a future date, but currently it is up to the user to perform a visual inspection of the overlaid coordinates. Let's go back to the batch processing page to load some results by dragging and dropping a folder of ROI files. I can perform all of the same functions with these ROIs. For example, I can recall my work from the MRU tutorial video. I can add all of these ROIs to the internal database by selecting the Add to Database option from the context menu so there is no need to re-import them in the future. I can filter the results. For example, I can make a backup copy of only the MRU ROIs. I type in MRU in the Analysis Type column, select all table entries by pressing Ctrl A, right-click, and select Save ROI Files. I can export a tabulated version of this data by pressing Ctrl C to copy and pasting into Excel. This time, let's look up the column definitions in the user manual. Section 8.6 says that parameter 2 is the Patlek differential renal function for MRU data. The right kidney for this particular case has a PDRF of about 37%. Right now, there are only a handful of entries, but this kind of data management becomes very convenient and important when the number of cases increases from 10 to 1,000. Lastly, I want to look at the parametric curves for each analysis. I click on Plots to change the curve view and use the mouse wheel to scroll through each case. The type of curve changes depending on the type of analysis. Here is the T1 relaxation curve for the cardiac study we looked at earlier. I can press Ctrl C to copy and paste the tabulated plot data into Excel for further analysis. I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching.